everyone. Welcome back to Power Up with Pride 2021. I am your host, Scalakitty, she, her, and or Z here, pronouns please. And I am here with the very dapper, the unparalleled Vaughn, who is here to inspire all y'all with this wonderful run of Neutopia here at the start of our TurboGrafx 16 block.
You are especially effervescent today, Scala.
Oh, how could I not be? It's always wonderful to be here with you, Vani. This is one of my favorite games to host. This is one of my favorite games to watch you play. No one does Neutopia like Vani does.
That is an objective fact. So yes, I am with you there. And yeah, and big shout outs to for those that might not be aware. This is a game being played on the TurboGrafx 16. And this is going to be kicking off a little bit of a TurboGrafx 16 block here in Power Up with Pride. You don't get to see that every day, folks. So big shout outs to the staff that had the presence of mind and coolness to make a TurboGrafx 16 block happen. So yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Alrighty. Well, I tell you what.
hmm
Um, I believe I am ready. The question is, Scala, are you ready?
Oh, I was born ready for this.
Beautiful. All right. I will go ahead and we'll skip this little intro doohickey here. And we will get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Alrighty. So, here's your lore. It's in the middle of the night in peaceful Neutopia when this evil wizard Dearth rides the lightning down into the main palace and kidnaps the Princess Aurora. Now, in so doing, it has summoned our hero who's going to save the day. Everyone, say hello to Jazeta.
Zeta.
And what Jazeta's doing right now is being lectured by the old mother of the temple who tells him that he must retrieve the 8 medallions of wisdom that have been scattered all over Neutopia so that they can be affixed in the slots that you see there. And once he has done that, it will break the seal to Dirt's evil lair on the North Pole, where our boy Jazeta will be able to confront him himself. But we're not going to do that yet. We've got some things to do first. First, we need to talk to this guy. And he's going to give us a couple of tools that are going to help us along our way. The first is going to be the boom bombs. We're going to use these to blow open holes in walls and assault a couple of bosses. We also picked up some medicine. This is going to refill our life when we need it, and there are going to be multiple places where this will be needed. So let's talk a little bit about this category that we're doing here. We're going to be doing 100%. What this means is that I'm going to be collecting... Oh, shoot. I'm going to be collecting all permanent items. I will be collecting all 3 upgrades for my sword, my shield, and my armor. I'm going to be collecting all of the bomb capacity upgrades. And I'm also going to be grabbing most of the life capacity upgrades. We do just enough to get ourselves to max health by the time the game is done. Now, this first permanent item that I'm picking up here is arguably the most important of them all.
Is it the fire wand?
Scala, is it the fire wand? As if you didn't already know.
The fire wand!
The fire wand! The fire wand is fantastic because it allows me to assault enemies from a distance. And that's nice because we have a little saying in this household, and that saying goes like this: don't touch me. Also, I'm going to show off some static enemy movement here. We're just going to go a little like this, and then like this, block that, move up and around, and nobody touches me. See? Don't touch me. In effect, we already know what to do. So anyway, being able to keep distance between yourself and enemies is very useful, and the Fire Wand allows us to do that with great ease, especially as we get into the later stages of the game, and I will be sure to explain what that's all about when we get there. First, we gotta blow a hole in this door here and talk to this guy. He's gonna give us our first of 3 life capacity upgrades. Every time we clear out a crypt, which results in us collecting one of those medallions of wisdom that we were told about, we will get another segment of life such that by the time we confront the evil Dearth at the very end, we will have all 16 possible segments of maximum life. So, so the layout of this game is you see this overworld here. This is actually one of 4 overworlds that we're going to be going through in this game. They're called spheres in this game. Right now we are in the land sphere. Next we will do the subterranean sphere. Third will be the sea sphere, which objectively has the best music in the game. And then finally, we will do the sky sphere. In each of those spheres, there are 2 crypts that we need to go through, and at the end of each crypt is one of the medallions that we need. So 4 times 2 is 8. That's how we get there. But the order in which we do the crypts in each sphere is going to be backwards from what is intended. And the reason why is because the items either in or on the way to those crypts are very valuable. And we want to get those ASAP, which is why we do that. Also, old men chained up in dungeons, get used to it. It is definitely a thing. So, yeah, now, what I'm doing right now is I'm heading to this part of the dungeon that has a key. Every crypt has its own key that is unique to it. You need to collect this key in order to open the door to the boss's room. So that's what we'll be doing right here. And there's just one key in each crypt, and that is it. So yeah, so that pretty much explains what I'm doing right here. So I would say, Scala, dear friend,
yes,
if you would like to read off some donations, if you have them, go
I
ahead.
do.
Let's do it.
We did have one left over from Pokemon. We got that $4 for the Elite Four, so thank you very much to our own Hex.
Nice.
We got a $25 from Gyre, not the runner, a completely separate and legally distinct Gyre.
Okay.
First time watcher and donator putting $25 towards the name Cheese for Final Fantasy IV Free Enterprise. Also, they want to let us know that they just learned on September 26th, Switzerland is voting on 3 LGBTQIA plus referenda that include marriage equality and joint adoption. That's sort of been forced by... In Switzerland, you sometimes have to vote on recently passed laws if there's been enough sort of counter signatures. But anyway, the big thing is, if you are a citizen of Switzerland, please remember to vote for those rights, and remember to everyone out of the audience, never take your rights for granted. I think very, very good lesson. And finally, we had a $50 donation from Anonymous. Thank you very much, Anonymous. I do want to remind people of a upcoming donation incentive for the very next, I believe it's one of the coming up runs here in the TurboGrafx 16 block. We want to be able to watch those S-Craft animations in Legend of Hero Tama. We are at $20 out of 100 towards that goal, and we are also $48 shy of 6,000. And chat, I believe in you, and I think we can hit both of those by the end of that run. Oh, correction, it is $74 out of 100 for Tama.
Yo. Nice.
Yo, nice.
Sounds better.
Sounds much better. I definitely think we can reach that. I think we can even reach that before we reach the sphere with the truly best music, which is the Sky Sphere.
Anyway, so here's the first boss we're fighting here. So this boss has a set pattern. I intentionally moved into the room on the right, because you see each doorway is 2 tiles wide. I intentionally moved in on the right tile so that way I could walk straight up and time my stabs such that those pieces of it that break away get destroyed by my sword stab as I'm hitting that core. I have to hit it 11 times. Doing it in 2 cycles is perfect. So, perfectly executed boss fight, even as my host and friend here was spreading lies about the music in this game. So anyway, what I am picking up here is another permanent item. This is called the Book of Revival. What this does is it allows me to, quote-unquote, save my game. Really what it allows me to do is get passwords. It was the Star of David on that enemy, and I will explain why. That was not a robot or a statue or anything like that. That was actually a golem. And golems are driven from Jewish folklore, hence the Star of David. Why there needed to be that overt of a reference on it, I don't know, but there it is. There is your explanation. All right, so we just finished crypt number 2, and now we're on our way to crypt number 1. This one will be considerably easier. Yo, I see Alexa LaFay in chat, and that's always a good thing. Thank you, sweetheart.
Definitely like how we do Neutopia counting, which is 2, 1, 4, 3,
4, 3, 6, 5, 7, and then dirt.
And then yeah, dirt always comes after 7.
Yeah, my kids are real fun in school. Teachers are like, why does your 6-year-old think dearth is a number? Oh, I don't know.
Dearth is a perfectly cromulent number.
Alright, so what we're experiencing here is a little section I like to refer to as the Belfry because of all the bats that you fight in it. And they can be very random, but they were extremely nice here with their movement pattern, and we made it through that very fast. So that's good. So we have our key, so now we're good to go here. Speaking of chat, someone else I wanted to point out here in chat, and that is someone named Jiggly Saint, who did a lot of great work with doing ROM hacks as well as the randomizer for this game. Yes, of course this game has a randomizer, because why wouldn't it?
Of course it does.
It is an adventure game after all.
It is the most inspirational game. Of course it should have a
random. It is the most inspirational. Yes, indeed. Well, yeah, we'll get to the whole inspiration part here. I'm sure it'll just happen naturally.
Of course.
But yeah. So now we've picked up our first armor upgrade. We picked up our first sword upgrade in the crypt before this, which is another reason. Why. Whoa, we did that first. I screwed this. All right, that's fine. Oh my goodness, you guys.
Oh no! Oh no!
Nah, that just. Ooh. Okay, all is well. We got a ring. I'll explain what that's all about in a minute, but
yes,
that is definitely a good thing. Alrighty. So, shoutouts to Natar. She named these enemies Swagger Moose, and I can't think of a better name for them.
They do have so much.
Dragon Lord. Yes. Perfect. Yeah, just 4 bombs into the ribs, and he's done.
The legally distinct Dragon Lord.
Yeah. Oh, I see somebody mentioning that this game was released in 1989, excuse me. I was actually looking through the schedule, and by release date, this is the oldest game in this marathon.
Hey!
Yep. So,
good job, Neutopia.
Yeah, GG for being old. So this is a great time for me to shout out my lovely folks at Retro Gaming Live TV, one of which might be involved with what I'm doing here right now. And we actually encountered a very similar phenomenon when myself and another runner named Yelsrake, when we were part of the Final Fantasy relay that happened last weekend, because the Final Fantasy 1, 2, and 3 versions that were in that marathon were re-releases. Our version of Final Fantasy 4, by release date, was the oldest Final Fantasy game in that marathon, which, again, for 2 people that are part of a retro gaming collective, made a whole lot of sense. So,
absolutely.
Yes, indeed. So yeah. So now we are in the subterranean sphere, and you can tell it is subterranean because of all of the lava.
It is, and also the rocks you can set on fire.
Yes, rocks we can set on fire because that's just a thing. Yes. Okay, good. I'm looking in chat here, and now it is time to beat you all over the head with the meme. So you may not know it, and for those that do, they're cool. But for those that don't, pull up a chair. You're about to learn. This game is actually a very influential, nay, an inspirational game, if you will. There were many other genres and video games that were inspired by elements of this game here, and you might not have been aware of it. Just like, you know, cool music that you hear nowadays that samples music from like the 60s and 70s. So one game that you might look at and say, hey, this kind of reminds me of The Legend of Zelda. Well, really, The Legend of Zelda should remind you of Neutopia, because it was clearly inspired by it. Now, I know you're going to hit me over the head with your timelines. I'm actually going to pause this explanation here, because we're going to pick up the most important item in the game. What is it, Scala?
The Rainbow Drop!
Yes. All right, the Rainbow Drop is going to serve as a little kind of bridge of sorts that will automatically appear anytime we try to walk over a gap that is one tile wide, and you'll see that in action very shortly here. Anyway, so yes. Never mind the fact that The Legend of Zelda was released in 1986, and as we just covered, this game was released in 1989. It is retroactive inspiration. Neutopia does say gay rights. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. But also, you know, if you're trying to talk about like Zelda and timelines, like just don't. Just save yourself the trouble.
Just not in my house. Like, I don't want to hear it.
Assuming that time works properly in a Zelda timeline.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Right!
That's an excellent point. That is an excellent point. Alright, so we are now into Crypt 4, and you might notice that when I walk into some of these rooms, I can't see anything except the enemies. And that's by design. We picked up an item called the Moonbeam Moss on our way here that I can use to light up rooms. In all but like one application, I will opt not to do so because I don't want to waste the time menuing. So now, if you're doing the any percent run of this game, you skip the Moonbeam Moss because the detour to pick it up is about like, it's over 20 seconds, I want to say. So for saving that time, we opt to skip it. So in that case, if you're doing that route the way it's intended, you are forced to do these rooms in the dark. Alright, so we take a little damage boost there. Damage boosts are nice because they will always, no matter what direction you get hit, you will always move in the opposite direction of what you're facing when you get hit. And we're going to exploit this in several cases. We do it with boss fight. I actually did it with, it was kind of, oh my god. It was kind of subtle, but I actually did it in that boss fight with the dragon where you have to stand like in its body during iframes and then get hit a second time, but I intentionally turned to the left so that way it would bounce me to the right and right in front of the door so I could walk through it as soon as the fight was over. We'll do it in a couple other places here. I don't actually need that bomb drop, which is nice. So yeah. So coming up here is arguably my least favorite room in the game, because we've got these enemies here, these ghost cloth enemies. What makes these enemies particularly problematic is the fire wand is ineffective against them. It does nothing. It just bounces right off the guy. So you have to hit him with your sword. Also, they like to just move randomly, and then they will just randomly disappear, too. That actually wasn't a bad ghost room. They can waste a considerable amount of your time otherwise, so that's good. We like that.
Can I read out a very quick donation?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because Darkmist gave us $5 and says, Vonnie, you are killing it. Glad to see your controller's working great. Go kill that wizard and also fear the ghost. But Vonnie, you ain't afraid of no ghost.
I ain't it. Well, I'm not afraid of no ghost. I might be angry at some ghosts, but fear, no. And yes, that is a shout outs to my chat regulars who were with me on an adventure the other day where my TurboGrafx 16 controllers, I've been trying to get some replacements, and I have just had the worst luck possible getting ones that will work properly. Like, I had this one that seemed to be working okay in my first run, and then in my second run, it just went absolutely haywire and was essentially unusable. So I was like, you know what? Let's just take my old one, see if it'll work, and that's what we've been doing so far. So hopefully it holds up throughout the entire run. Alright, so this is Stunlock Earwig. What we do is we just pile all of its segments up against the wall because its tail segment is the only one that takes damage, but as long as we can just bounce them all off of that, it will continue to take damage, and that's it. Pretty easy to do. All right, so there's medallion number 1 here in the in the subterranean sphere. You know, speaking of excuse me, speaking of my chat, I actually have something that I have a bit of a concern that I need to raise with you personally, Scala.
With me? What did I do?
So the other day, well, it's not what you did; it's what you
Okay.
didn't do, actually. And the other day, in my chat, I was playing this game, and we were having a discussion about a particular idea that I had for a meme that involved both this game and myself.
Okay.
And so I realized as soon as I started discussing this, I need to keep a close eye on chat because inevitably, Scala Kitty will appear anytime we're discussing this stuff.
Oh no!
I didn't see anything. We kept talking about it. I was like,
There
okay,
is the possibility that it was on a night where I was having to do tournament work.
right, okay. So, but I was like, maybe there was like a bit of a delay, so I kept talking about it. And then we actually tried to like summon you like a la Beetlejuice, like Scala Kitty, Scala Kitty, Scala Kitty, like trying to see if maybe we could somehow invoke your presence.
Yeah, that's
by
called
talking
mimic
to
me.
and yet it didn't seem to work. But
Using a Ouija board ain't gonna work, Fonny. You have to get in my DMs or at me. Anyway, what's the meme? What's the meme?
okay. So you know, it's a meme where it looks like it's from and I'll try and keep this as general as possible.
Okay.
It looks like it's from a religious pamphlet where there is a certain
I think I know which meme this is.
religious figure who. What? Go ahead.
Is it the blocked one?
The blocked one.
The meme where it's like you're blocked. All of you are blocked.
No.
Okay.
So it looks like it's kind of like a panel from like almost like a comic book style thing.
Yeah.
Where they say they rejected his message, and you see the silhouette of a man saying something, and someone in the crowd is saying, "Shut up," and the caption underneath says, they hated him because he told them the truth.
I know this one. Okay.
So
I know exactly what you want, right?
So we wanted to have that religious figure saying, you know, Zelda was inspired by Neutopia, the crowd telling him to shut up, and then the bottom saying they hated Bonnie because he told them the truth.
All right.
Maybe we can have that done, you know, maybe by the end of this round or something? I don't know. You seem to. I remember one time you actually timed yourself for creating a meme. You wanted to see if you could do it in like under 7 minutes or something like that.
Yes.
Alrighty, so this is basically Crypt 3. Now we're gonna fight the Dagger Twins. We move in a very certain way. 2, 3. I'm gonna take an intentional damage boost here in just a second. Oh, nope, I timed that wrong. I didn't mean to take that one. Okay, that's fine. But as you're killing the first one, you want to take a damage boost so that'll boost you backwards and put you right in position to easily kill the second one. But we got through it anyway, it's fine. Alright, so now we've collected both of the medallions in the subterranean sphere, which means we can now come into the sea sphere. Now a couple things happen here. First of all, your ears get blessed by an absolute scorcher of background music, so enjoy that while you can. But the other thing that happens here is a very significant spike in the difficulty here. In fact, the next crypt that we're going to go into is, in my opinion, the most difficult crypt of the speed run. Let's just say that much. So yes. But first, we just picked up a life upgrade there. We are going to now... get out of my way. We are going to now pick up another bomb upgrade. Bomb capacity upgrade, excuse me. The bombs themselves don't get upgraded. They still do the same thing. So, and then we're going to pick up one more item, which is actually required, not just for the 100% run, but even if you're playing this game casually, it is required, and I will talk about that when we get to it. Alrighty, we have to get to this screen here, and then we need to commit some murder. There we go. Oh, stay right there. Perfect. Thank you. Alright. That little dragon that's floating around in the water can kind of... The fly that we kill is a consistent movement pattern when you enter the screen, but that little dragon in the water can kind of float around and be uncooperative, but there he was right where we needed him to be. So now we have the Falcon Shoes. These are basically... The Falcon Shoes! These are basically going to double our movement speed, which obviously for a speed run, it don't need to explain why that's useful. Whoops, didn't need to boost. Oh my god, I'm glad I didn't take another one. I don't need to explain why that's useful for a speed run, but also, oh my god. But also, they are required in order to get into this next crypt. So, so we would have to get them no matter what. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, I think I'm going to do this. Because why not? We're gonna pop in here. And so what I've just done here is a couple things. First of all, I have collected a password, and what that essentially, how that serves me here for the speed run is that should I game over, I will respawn right there as opposed to the main temple. The other thing that it did by quitting the game and then continuing, when you come back with full life. So. Okay, now these green translucent slugs, remember them, they're going to be very important a little later on. But first we need to take a detour here to, the key is in that treasure chest that you see there in the middle. But we get introduced to a whole new host of enemies. First of all, these kitty ghosts that float around randomly. The good thing is that their movement pattern, they always move diagonally. So you at least can expect that. But other than that, they're very random and can sometimes be very tricky. There's also these. I refer to these as zombadillos. They look like undead armadillos. These are another enemy that can only be damaged. Or I'm sorry, not only. Let me rephrase that. They cannot be damaged by your fire wand. So I have to sword them. All right, now. That magic ring that I picked up back in Crypt, I believe it was 1. We're going to put that to use here very shortly now, and you will see exactly what it does. So we've got all of these wizard enemies. Well, no, actually we don't, because we used the ring to transmogrify them into slug homies. Oh my goodness.
Slug homies!
Slug homies! So, oh, nice. I'll take that. No, actually, not. Okay. Oh, come on. There we go. Okay. So, those wizard enemies are an absolute pain to deal with. So we use the ring in order to transform them into the much squishier slug enemies, which are obviously a lot easier to deal with. Oh, jeez. Just go. Okay. But in addition, in the drop table for those little slugs are more rings, and I actually want to use another one in this crypt, and furthermore, I want to use one at the end of Crypt 8, so I want to obtain 3 total. So I've already got 2 of the 3 that I need. We'll hope to get 1 more. Now, the slugs that do not drop rings are just slugs. The ones that do drop rings, we refer to very affectionately as slug homies. So we already have 1 slug homie. We're hoping for another one coming up, especially in the room where I use it, because that way it's basically getting an instant refund on your ring item. And the only unfortunate thing about the ring is you can only hold 1 of them at a time. So it's not like I can, farm for them and stockpile them ahead of time. I have to. So you want to try to get one, or hope that you get one, immediately after using your current one. We'll take that. So that hourglass stops time for about 15 seconds and freezes all the enemies in place and makes them much easier to deal with. It also prevents turrets from firing. Okay, that was a preemptive homie. I didn't need that one. Because again, I was already carrying one, so getting one while I already have one does me no good. So we're hoping for a homie in here, and there it is! Yo,
Yay!
The blessings are real. Alright. Cool. So we are, oops. This is an item that we pick up in any percent anyway. It is the strongest armor. It is extremely important, and we are now as tanky as we are going to get, save getting more segments of life, so that's good. Alright. Taking an intentional damage boost through here because it's just faster than trying to kill it. And then we've got... we gotta kill these guys. And we're getting pretty close to the boss, actually. So that's good. Now, one thing that I should probably discuss now, because you're going to see it in full effect here, is that is the fire wand that I'm using. You might have noticed when I was first using it that it was shooting out these little kind of balls or orbs of fire, and now it's shooting out these kind of columns of fire. Well, the reason why that is because that is tied to my current life total. Also, say hello to Poverty Trinex.
Regular Trinex was busy today, so this is his understudy.
Yes. Yeah, this is the Trinex prototype. And are we gonna get it? Are we gonna get it? I think we are. Stay good, stay good, stay good, stay good. Thank you! Nice. Okay. Excellent. That is... just let me through, please. Okay, good. Alright, so even after you beat the boss, you got this room here, it's dark, there's turrets, you gotta go along the side, there's enemies. You can see the layout out there when it lit up. Yeah, not very polite. So...
Also,
yeah.
Hey, Vani.
Yes.
Guess who's going to abuse her mod powers to drop something in the chat?
Yo. Oh my goodness. I have a feeling I know what that is, and I have a feeling it's one of the many reasons why we're such good friends. Alright, so what I'm doing here is experiencing a phenomenon now that I have at least 12 segments of life that we like to refer to as the good fire. This is going to be the most upgraded form of this fire wand, and it is going to do big bunches of damage to enemies in a short amount of time, which is fantastic. However, because I have exactly 12 segments of life, if I take any damage at all whatsoever, I will lose good fire privileges, and that's not fun. So, and we do this all to pick up a shield that actually is kind of useful. But this detour to get it is really crappy, so please don't touch me. Thank you. Oh, good. Okay. Sweet. Alright. I want to click. Oh, I know when I can click on that link. Okay. Oh, geez, I almost walked right into it. That was dumb. Yeah, I want to try and keep this good fire for as long as I possibly can, because it just makes clearing the path for myself around these enemies just so easy. Oh, that was really close. Okay. Yeah, like here. We're just going to go ahead and throw out a bunch of fire here, roast all of these enemies. No, by the way, that staircase that I just opened there by burning that rock, if you go in and talk to the guy there, he gives you $1,000, which is actually really nice for people that are trying to learn this game. There's some useful stuff that you can buy here before you get into the next crypt. Speaking of the next crypt, this actually isn't it. This is what I like to refer to as a micro crypt. It's kind of a unique scenario here where you need to come in and just talk to this guy before you can open up the next crypt.
You had to listen to him info dump on you.
That is perfect! Oh my god, I'm looking at it right now. Oh my god.
Oh, Oh no, we have to listen to some mansplaining before we can go to the next crypt. It's required.
Yes, he has to. Yeah, he has to mansplain and stuff too. Yes, indeed. So, yeah. Oh my God, that is phenomenal.
Thank you. I am glad to contribute to the Neutopia deep lore.
Yes, the meme lore, of which there is quite the bounty.
There is more meme lore than there is actual lore in this game.
Oh yeah. Well, and the nice thing is that and I didn't even mention this. So you notice I'm running on the Japanese version. There was a US release of this game. However, like most other games where you have scrolling text, doing the Japanese version is much faster, and it probably over the course of a 100% run, it probably saves about a minute or so over the US version. So that's why we do this. But there's a nice little kind of bonus to this where, because not everybody reads Japanese, you can kind of take some liberties when it comes to what is being said and the story that's going on. You can kind of bend it to your whim, which is fun because that's what we do. All right, so a little detour here to pick up. Again, this is an item that we only get in the 100% category. We don't necessarily get this in any percent. But we do get that stopwatch because that hourglass, because that makes things easier. But we're going to... Oh my God, I can't believe I just walked right into him. That was dumb. That's okay, though. We're going to pick up our second sword upgrade. Normally we skip this and just after the first upgrade go to the final upgrade. But we got to collect this for this category. Oh my goodness. All right, well, whatever.
It's at least a nice color.
It is a very nice color. It's this great kind of...
Purple? Is it... Bonnie?
Indigo.
Bonnie?
What?
Can I contribute more to the meme lore?
Why on earth would I ever stop you from doing that?
It's the princely sword.
The princely sword?
It looks like something the prince would use.
Oh, okay.
my partner is a big fan of Prince, so.
Gotcha.
But that's
Gotcha.
immediately what I thought of.
Yeah, the designs on the hilt of the sword are certainly kind of evoke some Prince-esque stuff.
Yeah. I mean, the sprite work in this game is actually super good. That's actually one of the reasons why
yes.
I really love this game, is just how good the sprite work is, especially for like 1989.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so this is the crab boss. We are going to blow it up with bomb, but it depends on which direction it goes. Please go left.
Go left.
Oh. I think I got it? I did! Oh, okay.
Woo!
Going right is the timing and the placement for where you put the bombs in order to one cycle it when it goes right is very tight. So, excuse me. I am very happy to have done that successfully. And with that, we are now done with the sea sphere, and we are on to the we are on to the final sphere of the game. This is the sky sphere.
The objectively best music.
This is the eternal struggle I have, folks, where Scala just
I mean, I could make it worse.
Just repeats a lie so often that even she has come to believe it.
I could make everyone have to look at the grasshoppers and their freshly shaven legs.
I was hoping that wouldn't come up.
Also, can I please shout out Jiggly Saint for the joke in chat? The Prince Sword ushers in the era of the purple rain.
Yo, indeed, yes, that is very much allowable. I appreciate that, Jiggly. Alrighty, yeah, so You see here, I'm using this fire wand a lot now, and it just really helps me just clear the way here. I absolutely am going to want the good fire for as much of the next crypt as possible. If I don't have it, then I just use potions, and it's not a big deal. Also, if I lose the good fire at any point here, then I basically just Leroy Jenkins my way through the rest of this and just pop the potion there. But I avoid that if I at all can.
Also, shouts to how stairs work in the Sky Sphere.
Yeah. Wait, I just realized something. I don't even need to come in here. I have both my potions, and I should have enough bombs for the rest of this, because I'll just get the upgrade after this crypt, and then I'll be set. But I think God, how many bombs do I need for this crypt coming up here? I'm blanking. I think I should be okay. But yeah, skipping that room altogether is that's a really nice time save. And we're going to offset that by doing another safety save before Crypt 8, because the crypt itself isn't terribly challenging. However, the boss at the end of it is an absolute nightmare. Now, fortunately, we have a quick kill for it, but if I mess that up, then it's basically a reset. Oh shoot, that's not what I meant to do.
Also, shouts to the Goat Wizards, which are like my favorite sprite in this whole game.
Indeed, the Goat Wizards.
There's just their design is so good.
Yes. Alrighty, so we've done another safety save. I also refilled my life. I only needed one segment of life there, but even still, like, that's enough to for me to warrant that, just to make sure that we're good here. So in case I accidentally take one minor bump in here, I don't lose the good fire. So good. Okay. These first few rooms of this crypt can really... Yo, do I still have it? I do. Okay, see? Glad I got that segment of life now, because otherwise I would have lost the good fire, and that would have made this next section here considerably more tedious to get through, I guess is the best way of putting it. We're just going to throw fire in all directions and just burn everything, which is great. It's just great. And the staircase will appear right there. Alright. Yeah, we just burn it with fire and make things easier. Speaking of making things easier,
yes.
The item that I'm about to pick up here is basically going to break this game wide open. This is the Bell of the Sky, and I will demonstrate what this does immediately, actually. What it does is any room where the door is closed because you either need to kill all the enemies in it, or push a block in the room, or in some cases do both, the Bell of the Sky, you just ring it, and it completely overrides all of that, and it just forces the doors open. So it's basically going to trivialize the rest of this crypt and the crypt after this. I think we use it a total of, like, 14 times. We've already used it 3 times. So, yeah, we just... just because we don't got time to, like, kill stuff or push things, or, we gotta go fast. We have a princess to liberate. Like this one here, I have to push a block in this room, but some of them are dagger blocks. Yeah, no, we're just not gonna do that.
Dagger blocks are kind of the worst.
Yeah, they're very... especially in the dark.
Yeah, I mean, in general, dagger blocks, not good. Dagger blocks in the dark, extremely not good.
I just realized something.
What?
I might run out of bombs here. Yeah, I am going to.
Ooh,
oh god.
oh
okay.
no.
This is gonna be fun then. What do I do? Let's see here.
Do any of the enemies in here drop bombs?
Let's find out.
That's what you like to hear during a marathon run.
Yep, there's one. Oh, there's two. Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
saved.
Yo.
Never didn't have it.
Yo, shout-outs to my dear friend Couch23, who's basically his go-to phrase is just wing it, and that's exactly what I did there. I just winged it, and it paid off. So, Couch, that one was for you, by the way.
Shout out to Couch.
And there's the wing it emote. Perfect, right on cue.
Of course.
All right. So here is the final use of the ring. It turns a lot of those skeletons that with the purple tunics that run around. They are another enemy that do not take any damage from your fire wand. They also move very quickly and very erratically. So we want to get rid of them now. Okay.
Yeah.
So this boss here. Just experience a quick kill. Awesome. If you do not quick kill that boss, it will slide around the room in that mask. It will open and close. It has just an obscene amount of HP, and without that quick kill, I'm spending multiple minutes trying to kill it. So yeah, we don't need that. All right. So that's Crypt 8 done. So actually, that boss that you saw there, the dude in the metal armor inside the mask, that was Dirth himself, but not really. It was just an image of Dirth. It was his illusion. So while you thought you might have been destroying Dirth there, you were just destroying a copy of him.
He's in what is, objectively the best transportation method, a giant golden puma head.
Yes. I mean... Yes. Alright. So, that's my final bomb upgrade. So, you can really pick that up at any... You can pick it up before Crypt 8, you can pick it up before Crypt 7, or you can pick it up before you fight Dirth. Probably should have picked it up before Crypt 8, so that way I didn't have to farm for bombs there. But you know what? It's all good. So now we know, those little kind of miserable, kind of slimy enemies, they drop bombs if you need them. And there's like 8 of them in that room, so plenty of opportunity to farm, which is great. Alright, but now we're heading over to Crypt 7, but before we do, we have to take one detour that is necessary for the 100% category, and then another detour that is very necessary in order to be able to beat the game, period. So, do you have some donations or blurbs to read while I just collect some stuff here, Sculla?
I don't have any donations right now.
What? I thought we were going to get to 6,000 before the end of this run.
We really want to get there, but we need chat to help us out with it. And we also, you could put $26 of that towards those S-Craft animations for that Legend of Hero Tama run that's coming up in just a little bit. Nice. That'd be fantastic for us to be able to get there. And of course we have sort of like the big goal we're trying to get, which is to get that Glix exhibition in Sonic the Hedgehog 2006, which I think y'all want to see.
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely, absolutely. But we can also just sort of do the normal blurb that this is Power Up with Pride 2021. We are supporting the Trevor Project. They are the leading national organization for crisis intervention and suicide prevention services to lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, and questioning youth. And you can check them out at www.trevorproject.org to access their services and find out more about their impact or to donate after the marathon.
Cool. Alright, so I picked up the final sword upgrade. This is just... It is literally called the strongest sword. Oh my goodness, excuse me. This does a heavy amount of damage, but it is also the only weapon at all that will damage the final boss in any way. So even in a casual playthrough, this is something that you must pick up. So yeah. And of course we are going to use it liberally throughout the rest of the game because even though the good fire does great damage, this does it in a much more controllable fashion, which is nice. Please don't touch me. Okay, so we're on our way to Crypt 7. Compared to Crypt 8, this is going to be an absolute breeze because we have the strongest sword and we have the bell, so we are just going to, yeah, we're just going to float our way through here, basically. This is the only real troublesome room in the beginning. But then there's one room here which is rather notorious, and it is the only room where I will opt to use the Moonbeam Moss to get through. I'll just go ahead and turn it on now. There we go. And that. Come on. Oh, good. Okay, I got the bat dead. Alright, so you have to push... Oh, whoops, no, I have to kill that guy first. Then you have to push this block, and then this block, and then this block. Doing that in the dark is very nerve-wracking, especially if you're in a run that's on pace. Oh, I got the glitch. Okay. So we've been messing around with the glitch. This is also a great time to shout out another speedrunner of this game. His name is Sveneroth, and he's done a lot of work with ROM hacking, discovering some strats and things like that. And he discovered kind of this bell glitch. It's kind of inconsistent. Also, we need to take a second here to have a shout out to the Scala Bridge.
Scala Bridge!
I always intentionally use the bell, because the bell pauses the game for about like 2.5 seconds or so. And I always do it there because it's the only room in the game where you go over... Oh, whoops. At least one that isn't dark, where you go over a bridge and ring the bell in the same room.
Can we have an additional shout out?
Sure.
Can we shout out to Clorin, who donated $43, said, here's the 6K, always glad to see Power Up with Pride on the calendar. That also had us meet that incentive for the Tama race, so we're going to be seeing those S-Craft animations. Thank you so much. And yes, 6K hype!
6K hype! Nice. Very, very cool. Thank you so much. That's super awesome. Yes. Good stuff. Alright, so come on up here. Alright. So here we go. So we're in the kind of the final stretch of this crypt. And we're going to get through it very quickly because the bell is our friend. We're going to ring it here. We're going to ring it here. And, you know, let's just ring it here, too. Alright. Unfortunately, we can't ring it here because this is the room before the boss. The bell does not work on that, unfortunately. What does work on the boss is the strongest sword, because we're just going to go ahead and turn around, take a damage boost here, and we're done. Okay. That was fun. Alrighty. So, that is the 8th and final medallion that we needed to break the seal, and what you will notice shortly is that the seal that was referred to is really just that blue door right behind the Temple Mother. So that door opens, and the path to Dirth's lair on the North Pole, it was here all along. Wait, the path to the North Pole was always there? Always has been. Alright, so here's Dirth.
With the actual best music in the game.
Yes, yeah. Alright. 8 above and 7 below is what we want. That's a good cycle, too. 3 for 3. Okay, just 2 more hits. We're done. Alrighty. So that is Dearth. Dearth has been defeated. Here's Aurora. She says, "Yay, you rescued me. I shall pledge to you my eternal love." And we're like, okay, cool. But time is not yet. Time is once we get into the screen where I like to say the gang's all here. Basically, all the townspeople gather to shout you out. And then there's a few more text boxes, and when we fade to black, that is the end of the run. So get ready on that. We just scroll through this. And time.
GG!
Go! Thank you, Scala.
Of course.
Yeah. Excuse me. So, alright, cool. So that is Neutopia, the 100% category for the TurboGrafx 16. I hope you really enjoyed it. I see lots of GGs in chat. Thank you all very, very much for that. If you are thinking, hey, this game looks pretty cool, I want to learn more about it, then please do give me a follow. I have a section in my Discord that is dedicated to discussion of this game, the speedrun, ROM hacking, all of that stuff. If you enjoyed what I was doing, yeah, do give me a follow. I would greatly appreciate that. Y'all have been very fun to have here in chat, so that is very cool. And of course, big shout out to Power Up with Pride for having me again, for doing a run. I greatly appreciate it. Scala, it is always an absolute blessing to have you on host/commentary with me whenever I do any Neutopia runs. So thank you for being here and being awesome and all of that stuff. And yeah, I think that will. Oh, I am not Sable Dragon Rook. Though Sable Dragon Rook, I'm sure is awesome, but that is not my thing. Anyway. So yeah, that is. I suppose that's gonna do it for me. I'll toss it to you, Scala. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. Take care.
Thank you, everyone. And we did actually have one last donation come in at the very end there, Vonnie, from the wonderful Xandra, who said, "So glad I got up in time to catch the Neutopia run. Good luck, Vonnie Von," which obviously worked out. Gave $1 for every bomb you had when Xandra first loaded up the stream.
Beautiful. Thank you very much.